How do you divide complex rational expressions in algebra easily? Imagine trying to solve a puzzle where each piece is a fraction made of polynomials. It might seem tricky at first, but with a simple plan, you can master dividing these complex rational expressions. First, start by simplifying the numerator and the denominator separately. Think of each as its own mini puzzle. Combine any fractions within them by finding a common denominator. Add or subtract the fractions to get a single, neat, rational expression for each part. This step makes the entire problem less cluttered and easier to handle. Next, rewrite the entire complex expression as a division problem. For example, if you have a fraction over another fraction, turn it into something like this expression divided by that expression. It's just like turning a big problem into a simple division. Now, to divide, remember that dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by its reciprocal. Flip the second fraction upside down and multiply. So, if your expression is a divided by b, rewrite it as a times 1 over. This trick makes the problem much easier to work with. After that, look for ways to factor all the polynomials in the numerators and denominators. Think of factoring as breaking down a big number into smaller building blocks. For example, if you see a quadratic polynomial, check if it can be factored into two binomials. Factoring helps you spot common factors that can be canceled out later. Once you have factored everything, cancel any common factors that appear in both the numerator and the denominator. This step is like removing duplicates to simplify the expression further. Be careful to only cancel factors, not terms that are added or subtracted. Finally, always remember to check for restrictions. These are the values that make any denominator 0 in the original expression. These values are not allowed because division by 0 is undefined. Write down these restrictions so you know the limits of your simplified answer. By following these steps, you turn a complicated fraction of fractions into a straightforward multiplication problem. Factoring and canceling are the keys to making the final expression simple and clear. For example, if you have a complex rational expression like a over b plus c over d divided by e over f minus g over h, you first combine the fractions in the numerator and denominator separately. Then, rewrite the entire expression as a division of two fractions. Next, multiply the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator, factor all polynomials, cancel common factors, and finally, state the restrictions. This method fits perfectly with working on inequalities and rational expressions because it helps you see the problem clearly and avoid mistakes. When you get comfortable with these steps, dividing complex rational expressions becomes a lot less intimidating and much more manageable.